Who here has used a contact management system? Who does? Basecamp, Salesforce, doesn't matter. Who here is like really happy with their contact management system? Right? So that's really how this all started. So years ago, I got very frustrated with the contact management system. I couldn't find one that I wanted. And my partner and I went out to build a contact management system in WordPress, something that we could actually use and modify. Because I thought that was really the important part, is that when I'm using Basecamp, I need to work the way Basecamp works. And when I use Insightly, I need to work the way they work. And Batchbook, I need to work the way they work. And that started getting crazy, right? I mean, you have a life, you have a business, you work the way you work, and you should work the way you work. So we started building this thing, and we started realizing that we're actually building a framework. It wasn't just a contact management system. It was something we can use to build a contact management system, or any application, and actually anything in WordPress. So I have another question for you. Who here has created custom fields on a post screen? Who here enjoyed the process? Okay. Who here has created settings pages in WordPress? Yeah, who enjoyed that process? It's all possible, but it's a lot of code and it's a little bit of a pain. When you leave tonight, everybody here will be able to add a custom field to a post. Everybody here will be able to add a setting to a settings page. Everybody here will be able to create their own settings page and do a lot more. That's what I'm hoping to show you tonight. So let's go through this a little bit here. So this is on Piklist. My name is Steve. And the overview tonight, we're just going to go over what is Piklist. I'm going to show you some examples of how we've been using it in the wild. Then I guess we'll take a break. And then I'll show you a contact manager that we built with it and some of the tools we've used to use it and how you can modify it. So what you see is not what you get. What you see, you can modify and do whatever you want with. And I think that's the key, right? Nobody here works the same way as someone else. So what is Piklist? This is how we've been thinking about it. We've been thinking, what is it? To us, it's how jQuery is to JavaScript. jQuery adds power to JavaScript and makes it easier for you to write JavaScript. Django to Python, Cake PHP to PHP, Ruby on Rails to Rails. Well, now WordPress has Piklist. It's a rapid development framework, so you can develop quickly, obviously, and it really should be the first plugin you install. At least that's what we hope. Also, think everyone here is familiar with parent-child themes, right? So the concept of parent-child themes, you have this theme that you don't want to modify, it's core. You have a child theme you can create, and it works off the parent. Well, now we have parent-child plugins. Piklist I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to show you a contact manager, which you can consider the parent, and you can modify it as your own child and not have to mess with the core data. And now it's demo time, as the screen says. So let me show you some stuff that we have for you. OK, so this is a content site called BrainPop. Dave from BrainPop is here right now. And we use Piklist throughout BrainPop to do some really fun things. So this is a page that they created here. This is sort of a content block, pulling in 3 different types of content, a title, a subtitle, another content block. This would be sort of a pain to write. I mean, as a coder, you could write this, but how do you create a user interface for it? Well, using Piklist, we created this little user interface. This is minimal code. I will show you how to do it. And Piklist has this really cool field called an add more field. You've probably seen them. They're called repeater fields. And you can add more content. And Piklist field, what's really cool about this, is that you can have add mores within add mores within add mores. So this is that content block, a title, a subtitle, and 3 posts, and they can keep adding. Or they can add a whole new content block. An add more within an add more. I mean, I'm not sure I haven't even seen this anywhere, let alone WordPress. So this is just one of those things to kind of get you excited. If you see this and you go, you know what, getting started guides probably shouldn't be on top. These are sortable. Just drag them and drop them. Save it, and it's updated. The BrainPop also uses 2 different styles. So they just change that style. Just click over there and do it. Again, that's a you can code this. I'm not saying you can't code this, because that was just a standard radio button. There's the other style popping up. This is just a standard radio button. But Piklist made this dead simple. Dead simple. Okay? And I'll show you how to do that. And that's what I'm talking about building today. Stuff like this, where you can actually add all these custom fields and do this kind of stuff quickly. So you can worry about your logic. Okay? As a developer, usually you spend your time, you could spend a ton of time building fields and settings pages, but who wants to build those? You need to build a logic to display them. So this stuff didn't take long to build. The template to output it, a little bit longer. But we got to spend our time on that. Another system, this is a bicycle repair system. If you saw our presentation at WordCamp last year, we demoed this repair system. This is totally different. I'll stand again. I'm going to stand up and down, go up and down a lot tonight. This repair system is actually totally different than the one we showed at WordCamp last year. Same company, different system. And the reason being is because what they thought they wanted, they didn't ultimately want. You could do discovery, you can flowchart your application, but until you get a team of people working on an application, not just a content website, but a team of people working on an application, you really don't know what you want. So this company, this is actually real data from a company. They actually have 1,300 closed orders, and these are all post types and stuff. I'll show you, let's go into some order. Here's an order that's in the repair queue. This company, what they do is they repair very high-end bicycles. This is a post. This is a custom post type called orders. Doesn't really look like a post type. All these fields are easy to do. These fields here, these are locked fields. With Piklist, you can lock a field. So they wanted, once the bicycle was received and inspected, and we moved on to the next order status, which is these are considered post statuses, they wanted the field locked, so it couldn't be edited again. Just, again, Piklist made it really easy to do that. And you can see there's all this stuff here. They have all these different fields. There's no content, there's no title, just all these fields. Add more, add some more, add mores. These are custom post statuses. You can also add some notes down here. This is a demo site, so I can do that. Add some notes there. I'm not kidding when I tell you you can do this. I'm going to show you. Now, there are other systems out there that do similar stuff. A lot of times you have to learn them. That was another issue that we had when we built it out. You have to learn their functions their way. Honestly, even BuddyPress and BBPress, which are great, great plugins, to get the most out of them, you got to use their functions. Not here. This is standard WordPress functions. 99% of the time, you're going to be using standard WordPress functions. Sometimes you have to use a custom one. This is a standard order. They want it outputted. This is just standard. Pulling in the custom fields like you normally would do. Nothing special here. This gets printed, cut. That goes to the shipping department. That goes to accounting. Customers can also view an order. You can show the stuff on the front end. Customers get to see a view. Remember, this is all controlled. This is all standard. This is a custom standard WordPress theme and some standard, post-meta fields. Okay, this is standard stuff, and I'll show you how we do some of this stuff. Any questions so far? It's pretty cool. Is it worth the $6? Yeah. We have no competitors. No, there are. I'm trying to think who does stuff similar to this. I mean, Piklist does a lot of things. I'm sorry, Piklist actually does a lot of things. So you have any custom field manager that's out there. There's advanced custom fields, there's some others, do part of what Piklist does. There's pods. Pods is really popular. I think that also does part of what Piklist does. But I do think we do a little bit more, and we make it a little easier. And also, most of this stuff, we also decided to build it admin first, code first. So you actually can distribute your plugins very easily. I'm not sure if you could do that with the other systems that are out there. Okay. Any other questions?
What's the more?
What's the more?
It said those other competitors do.
Oh, I'll show you the more. I'll show you the more. There'll be plenty more to show you.
Well,
yeah.
Of course, the applications that people usually build are those ones that
users will go in and enter data, or is there a way that Piklist handles existing data? So like if I had a CSV and I just wanted to load it up in a way, essentially it's a database.
Right, so Piklist, I mean, it has some helper functions. So he asked about importing CSV data, right? That's not what we have right now. We don't have a plugin to do that. But again, Piklist is just really core WordPress. It kind of helps WordPress along. So if you can build a CSV importer or get a CSV importer from the plugin repository and load it up, Piklist can read the stuff. It's not difficult to do. See, this box right here. These are the post status. This is a post status box. It's just a standard select box that you would build in a form, but the field is $post status _ status. It's the WordPress field. We say poll, get your choices from the post status. I'll show you the code. When you see the code to develop a box like this, you're going to smile ear to ear, okay? Because if I wanted this to be a radio box instead, it's 8 seconds. Okay, if I wanted a checkbox, 8 seconds. Yeah.
Parent child, so Piklist out of the box is the parent, and any custom post that you create is the child?
Yeah, yes and no. Piklist really is a framework, and when I show you the contact manager, and I guess in that analogy, the contact manager is the parent. And if you don't like how we laid out the contact manager, you can lay it out yourself. And if you do it similarly, you won't lose any core updates, anything we do in the future. Okay? Cool. You want to see more? All right, cool. Let's go. Let me show you a little bit more here. All right, so this is the contact manager. So the contacts are users. I imported some users, and I used Andrew as a demo, but Andrew's not here tonight, so I apologizing that I'm using him. But when you edit a user, you're going to go to a familiar screen. This looks like a post screen. Piklist borrows this screen. It borrows it. I want to be clear, okay? This is a user displaying on a post screen, and it's just borrowing it. It's saying, you know what? The best way to present data in WordPress is the post edit screen, right? All the other screens are sort of not as nice, not drag and droppable, things like that. So we're going to borrow this one. We're going to show user data on this screen. All I need to do is pass the user ID, which is up here in the query parameter. That's all I had to do. We're going to show it. We're going to borrow it. We're going to make it look pretty, and this is it. And there you go. When I save data, any data I save here is user meta, not post meta. Not one post is harmed in this presentation. Okay? No posts have that joke did not go over as well as it should have. But again, what I'm saying is everything you see here is user meta. Okay, that's the key. We're going to change it, save it, it goes to the user table. If you look in your database, user, no posts. Okay, so this is the contact manager. Really simple. Okay, we got a little gravatar, first name, last name, title, organization, where you want. We'll talk about that in a while. You can add a phone number in here. You can add another one. I decided that the mobile phone number actually is more important than the work phone number. This is the main email address that you would see in your regular user profile. Can everybody see this? Cool, okay. You have the same idea, emails, IM, you can do all kinds of combinations. I mean, who uses Jabber? We put it in there because it's there, but if you don't want it, I'm going to show you how to remove it. Here's a nice group field. There's an address. Whoop. Not easy to do this with one hand. Okay, and this is their home address. I'm going to add a work address. Actually, I'm not going to add a work address because I only have one hand, but you get the point. You can add multiple addresses. Maybe some basic information. Some social information, we put them here. Important dates. Piklist has a nice date picker. I can add multiple ones here because it's a lot easier. Also, Piklist has a really uses, you can build, the box, the media uploader uses a regular media uploader. So you can upload some files, not just images, files as well. So let's see, now we have a contract and a family photo. Oh, these are sortable as well. Just move around. I mean, you could put 100 there, sort them around, no big deal. So we'll save this just to show you what that kind of looks like. Again, this is saving it to the user meta screen. There are notes here, which are comments. And then something really cool over here. Anything, you see anything a little different? Checkboxes next to the user roles. Piklist supports multiple user roles. Okay, I want to repeat that, multiple user roles. It's really important. So this first came out because one of our clients used WooCommerce, a commerce platform. And WooCommerce makes them customers. That's their default user role. But we also built a custom system to do other things. They also got different roles as well. So how do we do this? Well, Piklist supports multiple user roles out of the box. You can't turn them off if you don't want them or you think it's going to scare people. So here's the note. It was registered with a time and date. Again, you can change this. I want to make this, again, I'm making this clear. Anything you see here can be changed, can be removed. Multiple user roles. And also, we log the date. This is an added field. We log the date that the user role was changed. Just think it's important. Just think it's important. Maybe when you're building basic websites, it's not. But if you're building an application and somebody says, well, I can't access this anymore, or you say, well, you haven't been a customer since 2011. I just thought we thought it was really important, so we put it in there. And here's a little relationship box. You have Andy a wife and a kid. So this is it. Now, it's pretty cool, right? But you've probably seen, and you might have even seen things that are somewhat similar using custom post types. This is not. Again, this is user meta. Piklist is borrowing this screen, saying, hey, I want to show some stuff here. All right, let's make some modifications, okay? Let's do that. I think it'll be kind of fun. So, yeah. Okay, so front end support out of the box is not there. But this is user meta. Okay, if you created an author.php file and put custom fields in it, all this would show normally. Okay, just standard user. Nothing, just a standard everyday user. Okay, yeah. Privacy is not built into Piklist, but it's built into WordPress. So again, Piklist is just a layer on WordPress, right? And so if you can do it in WordPress, you can do it in Piklist. So privacy options, things like that, if you can do it in WordPress, it's fine. You can add a plugin that does it, it'll work as well. Okay. Any questions? Yeah.
Can you add a plugin for an Explorer? I've had a problem with that before where I'm trying to use it in Contact Manager and I'm looking for more information and I can't get it.
What do you mean more information?
Like with the calendar, the address book, I'm trying to add it onto Piklist.
She's saying, what is the purpose of Piklist? Is it more like a contact, just an address book, or what is the actual?
Piklist itself is a framework. Piklist itself is a framework. What you're looking at right now is another plugin called Piklist Contacts, which utilizes the framework. I should have made that clear. I'm sorry if I did it. There are two. I'm sorry. Was that a disappointment, or was that excitement? Or was it just like, oh, that makes more sense? Okay, I'm so sorry. Piklist is a plugin. When you activate it, it doesn't really do much, but there are two little surprises I want to show you. But this is called Piklist Contacts. Sorry, this is an application. It's a separate plugin. Should have made that clear. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Thank you for that question. Let's edit some fields. Let's do that, and then I'm going to show you something else. So the way, I'm sorry? This could be your address book. You can build anything you want with it. This just happens to be an address book that we built with it. You can build anything you want. It doesn't matter. So let's modify some stuff here. All right, so we talked about, I mentioned before, parent-child plugins. So we know how parent-child themes work. Let's talk about parent-child plugins. So you can see over there on the left, in the blurriness, that's the contacts plugin. Okay, the folder is Piklist-contacts. There's a main file and there's a parts folder. On the right is the theme that we're using. Right now, overrides in Piklist projects can only be done at the theme level. But eventually, you'll be able to just create another plugin and override it. But right now, you have to do overrides in the theme. So this is 2013, and it's a Piklist folder. I created a Piklist folder. I did it earlier when you guys weren't here. Let's show you. In the Piklist folder is the same path as the contact. So Piklist contacts, Piklist-contacts is the plugin. There's a folder in the 2013 theme called Piklist-contacts. Everyone following? Okay. In this folder, parts. That's where they start to sync up. That's how Piklist knows what you want to override. Okay, so now when the theme loads, there's a Piklist folder, the plugin folder's matching, parts. And the way Piklist works is this parts folder. I'm going to show you a little something here. These are all the parts you can have in Piklist right now. Admin pages. So you can create admin pages very easily. Okay? So the way Piklist works is you create a file, a fields file, a file that holds your fields. You drop it into the appropriate folder, and Piklist knows where to put that field. Okay? And I'll show you how to do this. So you're going to create a file that holds your fields. You're going to drop it in the appropriate folder, and Piklist will create them there. I'm going to show you that really quick, but you can do admin pages, dashboard widgets, forms, help tabs. The help tab that comes down. It doesn't have to be fields, it just could be data. Media, meta boxes, settings, term meta, user meta, widgets, and something new and exciting called workflows, which we'll show you are tabs. Okay? Let me show you what that kind of looks like. Parts, meta boxes. Okay, so back to this contact manager. Let's take a look at an easy field to begin with. The social networking field. Okay, social, it's a text box, a select box, and add more. Social. This is it. That's all it takes to render it. That's all it takes. Okay, so at the top, I know it's a little difficult to see on the screen, I'm sorry. At the top, Piklist utilizes the WordPress comment block. This is the same comment block that you would see in your main theme file or plugin file. We thought it was a good way to limit the amount of code. In it is the title, social. That's the title of the box. The post type you're going to associate it with. Remember before I told you Piklist borrows the post screen? We create a post type called Piklist_contact that's not really used. But this box is associated with it. So Piklist knows associate this field, this box, with that post type. You can order it. You can lock it so it can't be draggable. And you can collapse it as well. I'll show you. And this is the kind of field that you create with Piklist. You're telling it it's a group because you want to use a couple of different fields. Add more is true. This is all you need to add to get that plus and minus sign. That's it. Add more equals true. And you have a super cool field. If you don't want it, remove it. And then here's the text box. Field is a text box. I'm calling it social ID. I say I want a span of 7. And here's my select box. And here are my choices. That's it. That's how you create a box. Okay, let's do some editing. I think it'd be more fun if we edit some stuff. That's always more fun, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take all these fields here that are in the, this is the main plugin. I'm going to copy them, drag them, and just copy them. Oh, that was wrong. One sec. Sorry about that, gang. There's one more level, the meta boxes. I'm going to copy over to meta boxes one here. Okay, so now I literally have duplicate content. It's duplicated. The left is the plugin, the right is the theme. I don't have to worry about the plugin anymore. We're going to close that. Let's open up the social thing in the theme. All right. So we have all these contact managers. Let's just say, is this social stuff? I don't know. Let's just say, Skype's been bothering me lately. Let's get rid of Skype. This is the theme plugin. This is the theme folder. Sorry, that's all it is. We're going to get rid of Skype. Go over here. Load that up. Skype's gone from the dropdown. Okay. Did you see that? Because it was pretty fast. Okay. I want to reorder stuff. Okay, maybe put this down here. Sorry, can you hear me? We can reorder, you can easily reorder it. Let's say, oh, actually, not even reorder it. Let's make it a checkbox. Actually, let's not do that. Let's go back a second. I'm going to do something else. Just flip them around, maybe. I use Twitter the most, so let's put Twitter at the top. Okay, now Twitter. Oh, now Twitter is the first one. I mean, it was really that easy. Let's say I don't even want to call it social. Maybe it's social networks. I have no clue what social means, but the people that are using it really don't know what that means. Remember, I'm not modifying the main plugin. I'm modifying a copy of the file that I moved into my theme folder. So the original plugin is never affected. If you want to delete it, you can delete your own changes and it'll revert. So now this says social. Whoop. Okay. Did I do that? Didn't I save it? Let's so we can move that around. Oh, that did not save. I don't know why. Let's move on to some other stuff here. Let's addresses. I was thinking about this the other day. The address field is a pretty complex field. And I don't use it that often because who goes anywhere, right? Everything's via email. So this is my contact manager, and I want to remove addresses from this big block. I just want to remove it, get it out of there. I'm going to create a new file. You can call it anything you want. So I'm going to call it contact addresses. Okay. I'm going to open up the original file. This is the original file this is the basic file that's pulling in all the data for the address field. I'm going to find the address field. It's right here. Just going to copy it. You see all the states are there. Going to cut it, get it out of there. So now it's removed from the original file. I'm going to put it in my new file. There. Also going to copy the top part, this little comment block that's up here. We'll change the title to address. Oh, sorry. Save that. Hopefully you don't get any errors, because my typing's pretty fast. And it's been removed, and hold on. Whoop. I think I have an override somewhere. Give me one sec. I had a little surprise and I activated it. All right, well, the address field is gone, and for some reason, the new address field is not rendering. I need to find out why, and I'm sorry about that. But it is that easy to remove a field. I'm sorry about that. I tested that before. Should that work? Okay. I want to show you some other stuff that I know works, and it works really well, because this is all bleeding edge stuff. This is what we call an RC candidate, so we're really close to release. Piklist also supports, well, actually, let's change some other stuff. I know, what do you want to change here? Mobile, the phone numbers, let's just say we want to change the phone numbers. This drop-down is too crazy and too long. No one uses pagers anymore. Nobody uses faxes anymore. So we're going to remove those. And now you have a shorter list. Again, it's really easy for you to customize it. Okay? Piklist out of the box also supports user taxonomies. I'm sure you heard what I said. User taxonomies. Okay? So categories and tags for users. Okay? So here's an example. We created a taxonomy called organization. I added 3 here. And you can see that it's just easy. Our friend Andrew works for Apple, so we have it there. Those are the 3 taxonomies that are there. But that's kind of cool, right? But Apple has some information, right? They have an address, they have phone numbers, they have all that kind of stuff. They have websites. Okay, so you can add Piklist fields to taxonomies as well. You can add fields to user taxonomies. That's a crazy sentence, because in WordPress you can't do any combination of those 2 words. Okay? That's a user taxonomy, just added some crazy fields to it. The support number for Apple is more important to me, so I can put that over there. And again, this is an add more field. You can add as many addresses as you see fit there. Okay? Pretty cool stuff, right? And you saw the fields? I mean, the files are so easy to generate. It's the same, it's actually, the best part about it is if you create a field in one place, you can literally copy that field code and put it someplace else, and it'll work. Okay, so taking this user thing, this user example, this phone number field and this email field, it's pretty much the same field. Just change the name of it, right? They're both a text box and a drop-down. In fact, you can take a look at that, you'll see how easy it is to build that. User email and a drop-down, website and a drop-down. Just as easy. So that is what Piklist can do for you. So that's really the idea behind it, is that if you don't like this layout, you don't want a gravatar, remove it. You want the gravatar bigger, move it. Do whatever you want with it. You don't want last names. You want to add middle names. We don't care. Okay, so you get our base plugin, and you can, I mean, obviously you can do what you want with it, but the best way to do it is to copy it over, use it as a child plugin, and then as we push updates, you get the benefit of those updates, and your fields still say where they are. Okay? So we just saw our user meta. That's crazy. A post screen borrowed by Piklist to display user meta. Remember, this is not a post type. It's not a, this is, somebody just turn off the light? Turn on the light? This is not a post type. Kev, it's all the way down there. It's like the last light switch. I'm sorry. Yeah. Question?
Yeah, so is this only for admin or is it for the web as well? Because once you're done with this, what happens on the website? Do you actually see it there? I'm really having trouble with understanding the purpose of this plugin. Because if I want to, let's say, add events to a calendar, I would use a calendar plugin and put the events there. But what is this for exactly? Because why would we need context for WordPress?
You wouldn't need, you may or may not need context for WordPress, but I'll give you an example. How many, a lot of people are running e-commerce websites off of WordPress. WooCommerce is incredibly popular. People are selling stuff. So every time you sell something using an e-commerce plugin, you're creating a user. Well, with this, for instance, you can add more data to that user. If you're collecting more data from that user, you can add multiple roles for that user. Remember, Piklist supports multiple roles. So they can be a customer, and they can be a premium customer, platinum customer, whatever you want to call them. You can add more data to that. So we're talking about using WordPress, not just for websites, but as applications. Remember this first thing I showed you here. This is a company running, they wanted an order management system. They don't really care about the front end. They're using it internally. There's a dozen employees accessing this, adding orders, modifying orders, repairing things, putting in here, tracking, accounting is going in and billing, all here. And if they want something added, an extra field, it's 5 minutes. If they want to move to the front, it's just pulling post meta from the same way you would do it now with any custom field. You do it with Piklist. It's not any different. It does not come currently with any templates like a BBPress does or BuddyPress does. Maybe in the future we will, but that's what it does. Is that clear? Yeah.
A different example, if I wanted to build a site to manage recipes,
Yes.
I could use this, create my own form to manage the fields for the recipes. Your ingredients list, your instructions, a photo of the recipe, and then on the front end, I would create a separate interface to show that.
Right, so let's talk about, that's actually awesome, and maybe I'll go home later and build that for you. But she wants to build a recipe, she wants to keep her recipes in WordPress. So yeah, you can create a custom post type called recipes, your recipes, my recipes. You would create, you would just add create a plugin and add that folder, and the only thing you need to do is right here, just make sure that post type that's up there links to your recipes, and you can keep them all there and enter them all. Now, when you show them on the front end, all a theme does, when you're developing a theme, all that theme does is pull data from the database. All this, the same thing this does. The difference is this saves the data to the database and also displays it. That's what your admin does. On your front end, you're showing it. So it's not any different. And I tell you, once you grab one of these custom fields in WordPress, and I can get you a code snippet because it's one line, you will be amazed how easy it is, and you will have so much fun doing it. It's really that simple. Pulling custom fields from WordPress is not that difficult. Any other questions before we move on? Yeah.
I think I just have two more questions for, I'm just learning coding, so I'm interested in, like, if we have multiple users on the front end who can, basically your customer who can enter their own information, their own name or something, the ability to log in essentially and maybe have access to certain bits of information. How does that affect what's happening on the back?
So right now, front-end forms are not complete, but they will be completed. And the idea is that you can create a front-end form as easily as you can do this. In fact, we have some forms that are in beta, some code. When you create a form in Piklist, it automatically creates a shortcode for you. Automatically. You don't do it. It's just there. It's registered. Just pull that shortcode, you pop it into any page you want, and boom, it'll display and saved. So they're coming. They're just not ready yet. I know other people are waiting for them, but they are coming. Front-end forms are coming. Okay, but right now, for instance, like with this order management system, there is a team of people. They're not customers or employees that are logging in and accessing their data. They're using it as an order management system. Any other questions? Yeah.
So would that, the contact list include sensitive information like credit cards, or would that be separate?
This is your
For e-commerce, for example.
This is your contact management system. Not mine, it's yours. The best part about this is you do what you want to do. I would not keep credit cards on my site. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's against the law to do that.
It would be a separate file for that, right? Or a separate database, right?
I'm going to say this. I don't know the legalities of it, but I'm pretty sure that keeping credit card numbers on your own WordPress install is against the law. There's a lot of things that involve it.
Why?
You know what? I'm going to step back. I don't know. You need to search and find out about saving credit card information. Any credit card, even WooCommerce, the credit card data is saved at like PayPal and stuff like that. They don't save it either. Any other? Yeah.
You have something like content management, like Constant Contact and MailChimp with this database.
So will this eliminate Constant Contact and MailChimp? So I actually don't think it's going to eliminate. I actually think it's going to connect to it in the future. You would manage your contacts here, and you'd use a MailChimp and a Constant Contact to do the mailing. You need a mail to mail thousands and thousands of mailings. You need like a mail server. a special setup, or you're just going to get, Gmail and will close you down. So if you have that, absolutely, you can use this to use the WordPress mail function to loop through all your contacts and say, absolutely. From 99% of the people, you're probably going to use like a MailChimp or something. So the idea is that we will develop tools for you to connect from your contact manager to a MailChimp or a Constant Contact very easily. Okay? We even have I think we have a prototype on Constant Contact. Any other questions? Yeah.
You said there's no front end, so what do you use to how would you do data entry on the front end?
Well, there is a front end. There's always a front end in WordPress. We just don't provide it for you right now because you can modify this to do whatever you want. So, WordPress has a function called the title, and you stick it in your theme file, and it displays the title of the post. And it has a function called the content.
So there's another display on the thing.
No. You would probably want to use, you probably have to write a little bit of code right now to display it on the front. But standard, this is the thing, it's standard WordPress code on the codex. It's standard. You're not using any crazy functions that we created that you have to relearn. If you know how to do it today, you can do it with Piklist tomorrow. Okay, so before I move on to the next, I just want to reiterate one more time. So Piklist is a framework allowing us to build this contact manager. Contact manager is a separate plugin. Just 1 second. It allows us to make these fields very easy. Modify them, move them, add them, do whatever you want. In fact, let's add one. I want to add one really quick for you so you can see what I'm talking about. We'll add a quick text field. I'm going to copy it. In fact, with Piklist, you could be a copy and paste programmer with Piklist. I mean, that's how cool it is. Copy and paste programmer. Find a field you like, copy it, paste it. The only thing I need to change here is the field name so that you don't have duplicate fields. I just added a text box. I added a text box with one hand while I was talking to you and scratching an itch on my leg. All that, I just added a text box. Okay? Yeah, we'll do something else. Because that was so much fun. We'll do another one. I'm copying and pasting. This looks like a nice one. I'm going to take that same field I just created. Let's see. Oop. New field. I just created a select box very quickly. I forgot to add a label, but that's not a big deal. I'll just write label. I'll even add another choice to it because I decided that I need another one. It says label, I added another choice. You know what, I just realized something. I made a mistake, actually, I'm sorry. This should not be a select box, this should be a checkbox. I'm so sorry, I must be nervous. I actually meant to make it a radio box, a radio field instead. I don't know what's going on with me. So that's how easy it is to create fields. Okay? I copied and pasted other fields. I wrote minimal code to do that. I changed data very quickly. I added to choices. I removed choices. That's pretty cool, right? I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen anything like that before. I certainly haven't, but I don't get out much. Okay? Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you a little bit about workflow in a minute, so you can see what that. I'll show you a little something else that's pretty exciting. Anything else? Any other questions? All right. Yeah.
What
Okay, well, this is standard WordPress data. So if you can export users, you can export this. Nothing special here. This is really the key. Limited custom functions. This works like WordPress works. If you can export users, you can export this data. Works exactly the same way.
Browsing your users in WordPress is not easy.
You do have to write something a little bit different to do that. I mean, they're author. In this instance, the way WordPress works, I guess they're authors in some way. All right, let me show you something. You talk about workflow. Yeah.
That just goes back, so the users, you're adding custom fields here.
Yes.
So if there's another plugin that looks at the user table and will display those
User,
things that you
absolutely, it'll work.
then that plugin will work with your data.
Yeah, if there's a plugin that displays user data and user metadata, absolutely it'll work. Standard WordPress stuff. All right. I have a couple surprises for you, but let me just talk to you about workflow. So Piklist comes with what we call add-ons. I'm going to show you one right now, really quick. I wasn't even planning on doing it, but I'll show you. It's a demo add-on. It's funny. Originally, we built this demo add-on to help us just test fields, but it became a really good way to show off some of the features in Piklist. So it has a new custom post type called demos. Let's add one. And you'll see what I'm talking about. This is just a really crazy field. This is a custom post type. You see a bunch of tabs on there? That's what we call a workflow system in Piklist. You can build tabs really, really simple. And the tabs, it isn't in this demo, but the tab doesn't even have to relate to the post. The same way Piklist borrowed the user data, the post to show the user data, you can have a tab here that just says, other stuff, users, and you can click on it and see it here. So you have this, the general stuff. Here are some other boxes that WordPress can have, that you can have. You could tell it to, by the way, you could tell it meta boxes should be closed on default, if you want as well. Really simple to do that. Some field groups, so you can do all kinds of stuff. These are the addresses. And this is the advanced stuff. Some add mores, JavaScript stuff, the date picker. This is the standard WordPress color picker. Any idea how to make this field? Nobody has any idea how to make this color picker? You type color picker into the field, and you click save. That's it, and you have a color picker. You want it to be an add more color picker? Add more equals true. I know I said that earlier. That's it, you're done, you have that add more field. And then you also have, what we love is conditional fields. So you can show or hide other fields or clear other data based on a field. It's a little, it gets a little bit more complicated in terms of the code, but it's 1,000 times simpler than writing it from scratch. Cool, right? Pretty cool. By the way, this is the real featured image. Let me show you this. Oh, it figures I only have one. You can actually have multiple featured images with Piklist. WordPress actually kind of supports that. They don't really tell you. So you can have multiple featured images. Here as well. Now, most themes, in fact, every theme, will only show you the first image that you have, but it's stored in an array. If you can pull the array, which is really simple to do, and loop through it, you can have 100 featured images. It really doesn't matter. You can show them randomly, random featured images. Okay, cool. All right, let's show some other stuff. All right, so that's pretty cool stuff, right? So everyone get an idea of what Piklist does? Okay, it's a framework. You activate it. It doesn't do much by itself, except for the two surprises I'm going to show you. And then, if you want, you can build your own application, like we did with the order management system. Add it to a theme, like we showed you with BrainPop, or use our up-and-coming Piklist Context plugin, which you saw before. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you one other thing that's really so you understand how why Piklist is able to save. Just really quick. This is for the developers. So everybody else just rest for 1 second. The reason Piklist is able to save user data on a post screen is because of this right here. Scope, user meta. So each field, this is really great, right? Because you can put a field anywhere in WordPress with Piklist. And it can save the data anywhere else. So I'm on a post screen saving to user meta because I tell this field the scope is user meta. I have to pass it the user ID. I still have to do that, right? That's standard WordPress stuff. That's not us. But as long as I put scope user meta, I'm saving it to user meta. If there's no scope defined, then whatever page you're on, Piklist will do it. Okay? All right, everybody else can wake up now. That was a little fun for the developers. Okay. So this is all fun and dandy. But as we're doing this, we also realize that we really think it would be great if you guys can manage all these custom post types and taxonomies that WordPress allows. So we built our own Piklist content types and taxonomy plugin. There's a lot of them out there, so you're like thinking, really, I can leave now. This is not that cool. Seriously, just give me 5 minutes, okay? I'm going to show you why it's super cool, okay? And it was really easy to build. You can see a lot of settings. Really easy to build because it's really easy to build fields in Piklist, right? So let's just look at the content types manager, which is post types in your world. Piklist makes a lot of things easier to do. Okay, so when you register a post type in WordPress, you get all these options to register your post type. Piklist actually adds options to that. We allow you to do other things. And that's how come this is a more powerful content post type manager than anybody else's. So let's take a look at some of these. Let's take a look at posts. These are all the content that's there. Oh, by the way, sorry, one other thing. Users are a content type in Piklist. So this is not a post type manager. It's a content manager. It manages the content. You can manage what goes on with the users. Anyway, let's take a look at the post for a second. So these are the options. These are the basic options that come in WordPress. And you can have your labels show up there. You have your advanced tab as well, which has even more fields. This would be a real pain to build if you were just coding it from scratch. I mean, anybody who's built a settings page in WordPress, this would be a pain. But with Piklist, it's just radio button, radio button, radio button, radio button. Literally copying and pasting down the road, changing your fields. You can, these are all your basic settings that you have. But WordPress has, Piklist allows you to do some other stuff. You can hide the screen options tab. We allow for admin body classes, so you can actually add classes to that page. So if you wanted to, for instance, if you wanted the page to be white for just posts, you can do that. These are the basic supports. You can hide the actions in a row, so let's just take that out. And you can do a bunch of other stuff there. You have the capabilities and stuff as well. This is the standard posts. And pages. Oh, hold on. I have another plugin activated that I put there for you guys. So here we removed the, there were two actions there, edit and view, they're gone. I checked the boxes there, they're gone. Screen options tab is gone. So there's like a lot of little things you can do with it that you couldn't do regularly. Those aren't that exciting. What is exciting this microphone is not made for presentations. The standing and this is enter title text here. Let's save that. Sorry. Piklist also supports required fields. Have you ever seen a required field in WordPress admin? I haven't. Well, that's not true. And username and stuff is required on a user field. Do you have any clue how to add a required field in Piklist? It's really simple. Required. Type required. It doesn't. Whoop. One hand is not. It's not made for one hand coding. There are two other little boxes here you might have noticed. One is called meta boxes. You could do this in Piklist code. Anything you could do here, you could do with the code. But here, you can actually just remove meta boxes from WordPress altogether, from the admin altogether. I don't want comments in my post. And you also can manage custom post statuses in WordPress with Piklist. And what would be if you were creating an order management system, what does published mean or draft, right? They don't mean anything. Well, here you can add your own. And you know what? I don't even do private posts anymore. I'm just going to remove them. I don't use them. You don't use them, you lose them. Okay, private's gone, right? And comments are nowhere to be found. I don't know where they went, so they're all gone. Okay, that's a content manager. Okay, that allows you to manage content really, really easy. Was that super cool? And that's no coding required, so anybody can use that. Okay, that's the content manager that comes with Piklist. Pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. Taxonomy manager too.
So when you download Piklist, that comes with
It will. So this version of Piklist is an RC candidate. It's not. It's going to be up on WordPress.org, but it's not like you just download it. You have to click on the developer tab and do it. So this is what we call an RC candidate. It's not ready for prime time yet. It's about 98% ready. This version with these plugins. I will email you and let you know where you can get it and you can play around with it. Yeah, question?
Yeah. Again, Steve uses this Piklist heavily on our site. One of the things I really like about it is when me as a producer and handing off instructions to him on changes for usability, Piklist really makes usability and being able to change the WordPress backend to match the workflow of the producers that we manage much easier. Because I can be on the phone with Steve and say, okay, they're not getting where this thing is that I have to have them do. Can you move it real quick? Or can you add 3 more of it real quick? And over the phone, Steve can do that, and I can look at it and say, oh yeah, that's exactly what I need. And the producers love me for that. You know, it's not always that way. Obviously, sometimes they hate you when you say you have to make this required field. But it helps a lot, and it speeds up his dev time, I think, a lot.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. But that's really important, right? Like when you're building these user interfaces, imagine spending hours and hours building a user interface for somebody, and they come back and go, that's not right. That's not going to work for me. I mean, this makes it really easy to do. Okay. Taxonomy manager. So taxonomies are really cool. I don't know. Categories are awesome. I like to put them on pages as well. You can obviously change all the labels if you want. You know, now I have categories on pages. Some more advanced stuff. Taxonomies have a lot of advanced stuff as well. And of course, the custom capabilities. Show admin column. I don't want it in the tag widget. You know, those are just standard things that you can actually do with WordPress, but you can do it faster here. Okay. Cool. Any questions on this? Yeah.
On multi-site installs?
It works on multi-site, but you would have to activate it right now on every site. Let me take that back. You do not. You can actually network activate it now, and it will show up on every site. Question?
I was wondering if you could use Piklist for removing specific fields for user categories. Like if you have a field and you want to change it, you want to make a sublist, could you use different parts with that, like with Piklist?
Yes. You can do anything. I'm not joking. You can do anything you want with it. Ask me a question. The answer is yes. As long as it pertains to Piklist. I'm not joking. You really can do anything you want with it. It's not a contact. The contact list is a plugin that sits on top of Piklist. The contact manager is just built on Piklist. Piklist allowed us to build a contact manager much faster than anybody else could build a contact manager. That's what it did. Oh, his site was the first site I showed, which is BrainPop. And that's how we built this user interface. Yeah.
With Piklist, can you build a form that a custom form, a custom field as well with Piklist. Custom fields, for example, like if you wanted to make like a sub-field for something for a new page, could you do something specific like a custom field for that on Piklist?
Yes. You can add fields anywhere. You can add fields on posts. You can add fields on users. You can add fields on taxonomies. You can add fields on settings pages. That's what we showed. The code that we added this field. That's how we did it. We added, where was that? So many windows open. Oops, sorry. For the user, we added this first field. Remember this? We added this, we started out as a text box, we made it a select box, we made it a check box, we made it a radio box. We did that all within 60 seconds.
Not on a window, but on a specific, not on a contact, but on a window. Can you add?
What is a window?
Something that you can see on the front end.
Right now, forms are not ready for the front end, but they will be.
Like, for example, if a user wanted to set up a schedule, like a calendar on Piklist, could they add a table? Could they add like a custom table?
On the back end, you could do anything. The answer is yes on the back end. On the front end, the forms are not ready yet. So in the back end, you can do anything you want. If you have an idea and a vision, you can do it. You can create a post type. You can create the fields. You don't like the fields, you could change the fields. Doesn't matter. Okay, any other questions?
Is that only for the fields only, or is that for the forms only, or can you add like a table as well? Like, could you add a custom form?
Custom field in the table.
Custom field in a table? Like a HTML table?
Not HTML, but like, for example, if you wanted to, if you wanted to have a talent data, like if you wanted to have like a schedule of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, could you add, is there a way that the user could add to that on Piklist?
I'm going to say this. On the back end, yes. Like I said before, on the back end, you really can do, and you just saw it, you can really do anything, and you can do it quickly. These are fields. I just remove the labels. That's all. I mean, you can do anything you want with it in the back end. On the front end, they're not ready yet. Okay. Any other questions? Any other comments? Is it cool? Is it exciting? I mean, I really worked. We worked hard on this. This is like years worth of stuff. What we showed at WordCamp was great. This is much better. The contact manager is insane. The content manager, the taxonomy manager, there's nothing like that out there. There's nothing like it. I've never seen paid or free. I haven't seen anything like it before. And you can get that. You get it when you come to Piklist. Yeah, it was a question? Yeah.
Well, what is it a cost?
Everything I showed you tonight is absolutely free. Okay, so we want you to build stuff on the framework. We want you to use it. We want feedback. Post on our support forums. Tell us if there's something that are you finding a bug, if you want a feature. Let us know, and we'll work hard to get it in there. Okay, but you can really do you could do a ton of stuff with it, and it's really easy to do. Again, this is a contact manager that we envisioned. We envisioned this format. We envisioned these fields. You don't like it, change it. You can change it. Change the fields, move them around. Remove some. Yeah?
Where do you find the documentation?
Documentation's on our website. Piklist.com user guide. We are updating our website. It'll be updated in a couple weeks. We'll have even more documentation on it, but right now we have this type of documentation, some really fun tutorials, and a lot of the docs on the field structure. So here's a perfect example. This isn't that pretty, but that's all it takes to add a text field. Actually, that's more code than you need to add a text field. That just shows you all the parameters. But it's that easy to add a text field. Color picker. That color picker in WordPress, that's it. That's it. You can add color pickers everywhere you want. Okay, right now you can do it any way you want with this. It's that easy. Let's see now. Date picker, I mean, yesterday you couldn't do it, today you can. It's that easy. In fact, this is the standard jQuery date picker, so we give you a little link here. You can use any of these attributes. The standard attributes that jQuery uses, you could just put them in there if you want, or not. Just leave it, and we'll give you some defaults. I'm not kidding. It's that easy to do it. So this is what you do. You go home, you download Piklist from WordPress.org, okay? In the folder for Piklist, let's go through that. In the folder for Piklist, today, this exists, you can get this today, is an add-ons folder. In that add-on is the demos folder. In the demo, parts folder. That's all the code that you saw when I showed you that demo. All of it's here, and you can do this. I am telling you can do this. Here, I'll show it to you again. You lose stuff when you have too many windows open. Everything you see here on the screen, you can build. Okay, everything you see here. In fact, we made it even easier for you. This great thing right here, this is the path to the file that's generating the code. Okay, so you can say, okay, well, that's in the add-ons folder, Piklist demos, parts, workflows, edit.general, -general. Let me go open that file and see how this is working. Okay, we made it, it's that simple. It's that simple to do it. Okay, any of these fields here, you can generate. Okay, we even, I think I included it here, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. Maybe we'll make it as an option. But right now, you activate Piklist, you get a new Right Now screen. Because the current Right Now, this is really interesting. When you use WordPress, the current Right Now widget doesn't show any post types or taxonomies. Okay, ours does. So we built that too. And it's really easy to do. Like the only thing we had to worry about with that widget, I'll show it, it's a lot of code. But the only thing we had to worry about with that dashboard widget, this is it, as I'm talking about. This is custom. This is built with Piklist. The only thing we had to worry was actually showing the data, not building the widget, making sure it's registered properly, and you have to know object-oriented programming to do it. We don't have to worry about that, registering the widget. You just had to write the code. Find me the posts. I want to display the posts. Find me the pages. Find me the pages. Find me all the post types and show them to me. That's what you should be concentrating on, right? You should be concentrating on displaying the code, not fidgeting around trying to figure out how to register a taxonomy. A dashboard widget. And help. I didn't even mention this. You can add help up here. It's as simple as, it's simple. It's dead simple. You don't have to do it. You don't have to worry about anything. This, in fact, actually, there's no code in this one. There's absolutely no code. This is a codeless help box. It's in the help folder. It's the help tab. It looks like code, but it really isn't. It's just kind of like echoing out stuff. But really, this is it. It's a comment block that says the title of it, where to show it, the pages to show it on, and the Piklist demos post type is designed to show off stuff. Bam. The Piklist post type is designed to show off stuff. That's it. This little sidebar over here, all I had to do was create another help file, tell it sidebar true. Sidebar equals true. This file is for the sidebar, show up on these pages. I made a little list here, that's all it is. This is a list, this is HTML. This isn't anything scary, right? This is stuff you've seen before. Boom, help tab. You could build this help tab in 5 minutes with no code, with no help. Building a help tab with no help. Think about that, it's insane. So we have, okay, again, posts, user meta, taxonomy meta, settings, dashboard widgets, help desk. Oh yeah, there's also widgets. With Piklist, you can build widgets as well. We have some included widgets. We're still filling this out, I think. I think everyone's filling out the widget dashboard. In fact, I know that a lot of people are trying to get a new widget UI in, I think, 3.8 or so. So we're still filling it out as well. But one of the things we thought was cool, so Piklist comes with 2 widgets. And it automatically names them. And it puts them in a drop-down. So you can kind of choose which widget you want. You can do the fields demo widget. Again, it's all these fields. You know how you add these fields? the same way you add fields anywhere else. Literally copy the code, paste the code. You have widgets. You have text boxes. You have media. You have a color picker. We talked about the color picker, right? That's pretty exciting. Anything you want in your widget. And then you save it, and you're done. You have yourself a widget. And if you want to add another one, you would just drag this over and choose the other one, the Hello World one. The Hello World one is simple. It only has one text box. Actually, it's so simple, I can show it to you in like a minute. Here we go, widgets, Hello World. So there's two files for a widget, the form and the front end. So we do show stuff with the widget front end. Here's the Hello World form, that's it. That's the text box for the widget. From, it's called from, label from. What do you see right here? From, that's it. That widget's built. You want to show it on the front end? Hello World. This is WordPress, not us, but you do need to put like before widget, before title, after widget if you want it to render properly. That's just standard WordPress stuff. But all we're doing is this. Hello World is from, settings from. This is the form. The form is from. Field is from. Settings from. That's it. You have a form. You just echo the text box on the front end. Okay, you can do this. I'm so serious you can do this. It's amazing how much you can do. I'm telling you, you can do this. If you can't do this, email me. We'll make the changes to make sure you can do this, okay? Because I'm serious, you can definitely do it. It's pretty exciting, right? Now, you don't have to build applications. You can go home and add a text field to standard posts, standard pages, whatever you want. Extra data you want to have. You want to show it on the front, you're going to have to use something like get post meta, like one of the WordPress functions to do that. But if you want to show it just on the back, it's just going to be there. Question?
Really terrific.
I can't believe we're giving it away for free either, but we are. I think, this is a really, WordPress is a really amazing community, and this is something we're working on, and I think the more people that adopt it and use it, the better everybody's going to get. So I'm sure we're going to sell things in the future, because obviously you need to eventually, but right now this is all free. You can get this, you can install Piklist, you can click on the add-ons, you can get excited about everything you see, right? So you're going to click on the add-ons, you're going to get excited about everything you see in these demos. You're going to find something you really love. I want to add radio buttons here. You're going to go, oh my God, this is the file. You're going to open up your FTP manager. You're going to find this file. You're going to open it up. You're going to go, I can't believe how easy it is. And then you're going to do it. It's really that simple. Okay. Also on the website, in case you're wondering, we really do have step-by-step. How to set up Piklist. It's just a simple file structure like you saw before, and a simple folder structure. That's all it is. You take your fields file, you put it in the right folder, and it just works. Okay. Any other questions? Comments? Cool. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to email you when it's ready. Okay. The contact manager just needs some fine tuning. We'll put it up on WordPress.org. We already got the repository ready. And we will, I'll email all of you, so you can download and play with it, okay? Cool. All right, actually, thank you very much. Actually, you know what, I got it, I just received a text. If you have 1 minute, we have like 3 more minutes, I'm sorry, you have 3 more? Okay, hold on one second, I want to show you something. This is a preview. My partner's like watching right now, and I know he worked really hard on this, and he'd kill me if I didn't show it to you. Just give me 1 second.
Also, there's a question online.
There's a question online? Yeah. What is the question online?
How is Piklist compared to ACF, Advanced Custom Fields?
I think we do everything that Advanced Custom Fields does and more. I have not really used Advanced Custom Fields as much as other people have, but listen, it's a good plugin. It's been around for a long time, but it manages fields, and I do think Piklist does more. Piklist is not designed to, it's not designed to be an advanced field manager. It's a framework for building powerful websites and applications. That's exactly what it's for. I hope that answered your question. And thank you for writing in. So Kevin's at home right now in Oregon, and he's been working on something really special. And it's 41 seconds long. And it's something that we're working on, and I think it'd be kind of fun to show you, okay? It's already really simple to add fields into Piklist, right? With just using some code. But we're thinking maybe it could be even a little bit easier. I've never seen this video, so this is the first time I'm seeing it. This is the field manager. You're gonna be able to drag and drop a field anywhere you want. Any screen in WordPress. You click where you want, a little field template pops up, and you can add your field. Let's watch that again. Oh, he's still doing it. And the field gets inserted anywhere in WordPress. Posts, users, taxonomy. You see that? So this is the thing that's coming. And we'll, we can talk about this. Probably will be our first paid plugin. So I think we need to have something. But this is it. This is what it's going to do. Any screen in WordPress, okay? Our screen, your screen, WooCommerce screen, I don't care. It's a WordPress screen. You're going to be able to insert a field anywhere you want, any of those Piklist fields that you saw. I know, your mind is kind of blown right now. I understand that. I need you to come down a little bit. This is true. You're not dreaming it. It's really going to happen. It's almost like when you first saw the iPhone. Like, I can't believe it, right? I'm not comparing it to the iPhone, but seriously, this is pretty cool stuff. So this is exactly what we're going to be having. When we have this, I'll also email you guys. We're going to probably want some beta testers for it as well before we release it. But I think this is really what we're coming down. And one thing I also didn't mention, I think it looks pretty good. I think everything that you've seen looks really good. And this is the reason. We're actually using the WordPress APIs. So when we're creating a setting, it's really going through the settings API. And it's creating, and all that, and it's using the core WordPress stuff. So we're not building these pages. A lot of the other plugins that you see kind of put together, sometimes you activate a plugin and it's sort of like a mishmash page because it's trying to do all this stuff. That's not what's going on here. We were spending a lot of time making it look like it belongs in WordPress, as clean as possible. Okay? That video is pretty cool. That was the first time I saw it. That full 41 seconds. I only saw like 11 seconds last week. So that's pretty cool. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. That's all I got.